Hey, and welcome to this post-holiday video from Imagine Landscapes. I'm Sarah Shira, also known as Imagine Landscapes Online, and I am once again hiding in my bedroom to record, and that is once again making my older cat, who we keep up here to keep her from getting angry at the new kittens, very happy. So she is on my lap and shedding like you shouldn't shed in winter. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe we haven't been petting her enough, because usually when we're in here we're sleeping. So Sushi's here with me, and you may hear her, and I have been waiting for her to settle down, and it's just not happening. And I think when you're a 16, 17-year-old cat, you're allowed to be a little opinionated. So we'll see how this goes. It's just going to be a short video anyways. I'm releasing it on Boxing Day because today is the first day of the ImagiKnitting KAL. Now this is a KAL I'm running with my sister through the audio podcast, and we'll be hosting it on the Ravelry knitting group for Imagine Landscapes. And the gist of the knitting, actually, let's talk about the podcast first. So Katie and I record every other week. It's an audio podcast, usually around 45 minutes to an hour, where we talk about our knitting. We talk about things that have caught our eye that we're imaginarily knitting. We talk about a lot of sci-fi and fantasy books, and we also talk about board games, a whole lot. We are really into board games like Scythe or Mysterium, or this huge indie board gaming hobby. In fact, usually where I record, there's a big bookshelf full of board games. My husband's into board games the way I'm into knitting. I'm also into board games, but not like that. So I really like them. So we talk about that on the podcast too. And every winter we do a winter knit-along, and we've been debating what to do each year, and every year it's a little different. And this year we thought, why don't we figure out a way to have one knit-along that stays the same for every winter and has a lot of openness. Now, after the flurry of gift knitting, if you're a kind of gift knitting kind of person, but even if you're not, there's sort of like this pressure and a buildup before the holidays that seems to release and become really wonderful in the days afterwards. So we thought we'd tap into that feeling of being able to knit what you want, or knit for yourself, or really just expand your horizons. So we called this the ImagiKnitting Knit-along, the ImagiKnitting KAL. And basically the idea is to stop imaginarily knitting something and start actually doing it. So whether it's a yarn that you love, whether it's a pattern that's been in your library for too long, or it's a technique that you've been looking at and thinking, oh, someday I'm going to finally get to that. That's what the ImagiKnitting KAL is for. So stop dreaming, start doing. And to make it really simple, here are the rules. You can start on Boxing Day, because you might have gotten your yarn and you might be settling in and thinking, oh, I want to do something, and you've got lots of time off right now. So Boxing Day is the start date. The end date is March 31st. Scads of time for you, even if you're knitting a car coat or a floor-length robe, I don't know, a wedding dress. So December 26th to March 31st, project must be cast on and finished in that time. You are allowed one entry per person. So it doesn't matter how big your project is, it doesn't matter how many things you knit, you're gonna get one entry. So this was our reasoning on that. We decided that some people, it takes a lot more yarn to knit a sweater than other people. Or if I focused on 17 hats and you did one sweater, which one is better? Who should have more chances to win prizes? So we just thought, you know what, let's make this easy. It's gonna be one entry per person. Simple. There will be chatter prizes, however. So for posting comments in the group thread on the Ravelry discussion group. So we're going to be talking about the knit-along more on the audio podcast, and then hosting the knit-along in the Ravelry group for Imagine Landscapes. Links to everything will be below. So there'll be chatter prizes for both there and on Instagram. On Instagram, the hashtag is going to be ImagiKnitting KAL 19, so that we only ever get the ones for that year. And the chatter prizes are fun. A way for us to encourage you guys to be popping up and showing us your stuff, because if you've been dreaming about this, we want to know about it. So whether you've just ordered the yarn, or you've had it in your stash for 20 years, or it's something you just heard about, or whatever, we're not going to police this. We're not the knitting police. Really, this is just an excuse for us to show you our pictures, and for you to show us your pictures of something that you could say that is somehow something you've been sort of imaginarily knitting, and now it's time to make it. So I'd love to know, what are you dreaming of? What would you love to knit for yourself or someone else? What technique, what yarn, what pattern calls you when I say stop dreaming, start doing? What's up? Leave a comment below and come join us in the Ravelry group. We love conversation over there, and we have a warm and welcoming community of really fabulous people. Can't wait to see you. Thanks for joining me.